Our guest is a new member to the Switch TV family. She has worked in 6 different media houses. She's a great champion of FGM, and she loves to feature stories about women and girls, you know, empowering women. So, of course, we are happy to have her here with us today. Everybody welcome Nancy Onyancha.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Welcome to the family.
Yes.
How have you been received so far? Are we treating you well?
Very well.
Oh, fantastic. I love
More
to hear
than I
that.
expected.
Oh,
Yes.
That's great.
We are those people. But Karibu
Yes,
sana.
thank you.
So just to start off, Nancy, you've been in media for almost 10 years or
Yes.
10 years plus.
10 years. Actually, this is my 10th year.
The 10th year.
Yes.
Oh my God. Happy decade.
Hey, a whole
growing
decade.
up.
Wow.
Hey, that was. So just to take us back, Kidogo, just tell us a bit about you, your background before you got into media. Like growing up, did you think about media or you had other interests?
Actually, I did not think about media when growing up. I don't know why everyone wanted to be a lawyer at that time.
Oh, you wanted to be a
wanted
lawyer.
to be a lawyer. Then when I got to Form 3, I did Form 3 twice.
What? Twice?
Yeah, nearly repeat.
Rewind selector.
Or rewind.
Will
Yes.
rewind.
So when in the second year of Form 3, I was in debate drama club, but still at that time I still wanted to be a lawyer. So we were doing some reports, like when you go out for sports and all that. If you are a member of that club, you're supposed to do a report and read it on assembly. So one day I did it, and my Kiswahili teacher was like, "You should be a journalist." So I started thinking, but
Me, I want
to be a
lawyer.
journalist, yes. Then there's a way. Then funny enough, when I was in high school, my face used to break out. So I used to think, if you have such a face, you cannot be in the media anywhere, whether it's radio or TV. So I just accepted what the teacher said. Nika ile tu namuonesha, like, yes, I should be a journalist. But still, after I cleared school, I still wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
But now when I did my enrollment at Moi University, I went there in May, and I was told they had already taken people for that.
For that semester.
Yes. So they told me come back next year. I was like, no, I can't
You're
stay
like
at
a
home for a
whole
whole year.
year.
Yes. So I started looking for colleges that offer journalism. Then I told my dad, now I want to be a journalist.
Yeah.
My dad told,
From a lawyer to sure.
my dad told me,
Yeah.
we don't know anybody in the media. You know how Kenyan parents are like,
lazima
tujue
mjuane.
mtu hapo mwenye atakusaidia. I just said, no, let me just go. So they told me, okay, look for a college, because we don't even know the colleges that offer journalism.
Yeah.
So I started doing my research. So I was being told these big colleges like USIU, Daystar. And for me, I'm raised in Trans Nzoia, Kitale. So Nairobi was like I used to come visit.
Yeah.
So I just used to read USIU, Daystar in the newspapers. So one day, my dad used to buy me newspaper every day so that I go to find
go
out
and
which
look for
colleges is
schools.
advertising. Yes. So one day I came across Egerton University. So when I called people to ask them about Egerton, they told me, no, that's an agriculture college.
What?
But I was like, but they have advertised for media.
Yeah.
So my dad told me, we'll just try, let's go. So I joined Egerton University in 2007, and I did journalism and media, and I cleared, and I got a job.
Oh, wow. Chap, just like
Yes.
this. So, story ya kuwa lawyer, it just went out the window completely.
Yes.
You never even like thought of like maybe doing it after.
Later, I came to realize, I think for you to become a lawyer, you really need to read.
Yeah.
And I was not like a bookworm, so I used to
But
read
vitabu,
averagely.
they refused.
Yes, so I knew even if I'll go there, I'll struggle a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So later I realized, oh, this was just a good decision.
Oh, that was really nice. So,
Yes.
what was your first experience like in front of like TV as a news anchor? Were you like those ones for, yeah, I'm ready for this, or were you scared? You didn't know what you were doing? What was it like?
It was very, how can I say? I was so scared because when I finished college, my first job was in radio. So TV was
completely brand new.
Exactly. But when I got into TV, I started off as a reporter. And actually anchoring was not really in my head, because I think the way I used to think was like news anchoring was for specific people who look a certain way. So I was stuck there in my reporting. I used to do field work. So later when I joined K24 TV, we were just seated in a meeting, and my former boss, he's called Franklin Ombugu, was like, Nancy, you can read news. I was like, oh, okay. So he told me, go do a screen test. In fact, even at the time I was doing the screen test, at the back of my head I was just saying, we are just doing it. Tufanye tu, but I know I'm a reporter. I'm supposed to be in the field. So we were like 4 of us. So we did the screen test, and mine was picked. So that's how I went on air. What? And my first bulletin, I remember, was at 4 p.m. And there was some by-elections in some places in Makueni. So it was a rough introduction.
Like
because,
it was
yes,
baptism by fire, just
yeah,
go.
But I made it.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
That's a
I
nice
mean,
story.
what are some of the topics or the things you're passionate about when it comes to doing news or delivering news or doing features about? Is it more of women, children, or what are you interested in most of the time apart from reading news now?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm very passionate about women and children, and that's why even when I started anchoring, I will still report, I'll still get days to do stories on women and children. Personally, I come from a community that practices female genital mutilation. And I know, like, for the 10 years, I've done these stories from all angles. But deep down, I know that as journalists, we have a role to play in finishing some of these vices. Like, because we have been placed here to tell people what is happening. But at the end of the day, we also need to be part of the people who are telling the people that these are the solutions. Yeah, because obviously for ages, women and children have always been on the receiving ends on anything.
Yeah,
Yes,
of all the
so
negative stuff.
exactly. So I always believe that as a journalist, it is actually your ethical role to help to be part of the solution.
So do you personally go to like these villages and like tell people stop FGM, and how is it telling these people who've done it for centuries that FGM is wrong?
Yes.
And you go there personally?
Yeah, I was a field reporter, fully field reporter for 7 years now. So I've traveled. I don't think maybe the only county I've never been to is Mandera.
Wow.
But I've been to like all the
counties, yeah.
And I've seen like, the reason why I was passionate specifically about FGM was because it is interesting that the leaders in some of these places, they will be in the front line on certain occasions saying like, we want to finish FGM and early marriages. But these same leaders, especially the political leaders, during campaigns, those are actually their campaigning tools. They'll go back there and tell people, nobody should come to a community and tell us to stop. This is culture.
What?
Yes. So I realized maybe we need a different group of people who are not political leaders to help fight these vices. But I've been to the villages and it's true. These people, and funny enough, it's not even the people in the village alone. There are people even who live even in Nairobi, who in the holidays, they'll take back their children to the villages, circumcise
For FGM?
them, yes, and bring them here. And these are learned people like doctors, lawyers. Yeah, even in the US, there are some people who bring their children maybe during December from the US. They come, get them circumcised, and they take them back. Yes.
Okay, so what is that about? I'm very confused. Like, why? Like, what is their logic when you talk to them? What's their logic for like being like, yeah, female circumcision, it's fine? If you show them like scientific proof that it's bad,
it's bad.
Do they listen to you?
They listen, but to them, I think they avoid, what they believe in is you're like an outcast if you're not cut. And your family, it's interesting that it's even more serious. Like, let's say this home, they know that the girls in this home are not circumcised. In some communities, nobody will even marry from that home.
Jesus
So I think
Christ.
people just want to maintain their culture, quote unquote, but at the same time, they want to be part of their community. And this is one of the things that actually
That you
shows
have to
that,
do.
yeah, you are doing what our culture
So you're
should do.
in the community.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's
Oh my God,
unfortunate.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have to take a short break. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. We still have Nancy in studio, and the interview is getting hot. Okay.
Switch TV News is changing.
We will be more direct, giving you a more human angle on the events that matter.
To bring you news you'll want to watch,
News that's prepared to prepare you for anything.
Where curiosity meets context and investigations lead to impact. Telling the whole story means
Going where? The stories.
I am Emmanuel Terrer.
I am Hadia Mwasiwa.
I am Nancy Onyancha.
I am Joel Chacha.
I am Frederick Witidiri.
Switch TV News, we are here for you.
And we are Switch TV, where we tell you what the news is. And guess what the news is today? Good hygiene practices, my guy. So make sure you maintain hygiene to stop the spread of COVID-19 by washing your hands often with soap and water, scrubbing for at least 20 seconds, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. This includes before and after eating and after going to the toilet. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, just in case you may have touched an infected surface. Clean and disinfect surfaces and objects you use often, such as desks and doorknobs, mobile phones and keys, and of course wallets and work passes. And also opt to use cashless methods of transaction instead of cash exchange when possible. Cough and sneeze in your elbow, or simply wear a mask. And if you get any of the COVID-19 symptoms, stay at home, self-quarantine, and call the number 719. And that's how you get to protect those that you love, when you protect yourself from COVID-19. Okay? Yes, Joyce.
Haya, sawa, tumesikia.
What are people saying?
But let us see what people have to say to Nancy today. Hi, say hello to Nancy. I love her. I think she is really humble. Ask her if working with her hubby in the same media station, what it was like working with your hubby in the same media station. That is Ruth from Zimmerman. We also have another question so that you can answer all of them together. Hi, ladies. By the way, tulikuwa tumeulizia mse Emma James is back. Hi, ni Emma James from Mombasa, who are worried about you, honestly. We missed your shout-outs. Hi, it's Emma James from Mombasa. Say hi to Nancy. I love and adore her. A lot of her fans were so happy when she announced that she's joining Switch TV. Kindly ask her what's one thing she loves about Switch TV and what is her greatest fear in life. So, maswali mingi sana hapo, sijui utaanza na gani.
Let's start, you working with your husband, as in you live with him, you go to work together.
What is that experience like?
Holidays together. Like, how was it like, working with your spouse?
How can I say? It was really interesting. I was, how can I say? I was a late bloomer when it comes to relationships. And I actually dated one person before dating my husband.
You only had two people in your life.
Yes.
Akona ex na current.
Hivyo tu,
Yeah.
we told you there's nothing like ex.
Akuna ex ni ex current.
Yeah, so I think I was just lazy in terms of dating people. So I worked with him actually from the first TV station that I worked. I joined that TV station as an intern. He was there already as a reporter, but we didn't date. Actually, after I left that TV station, our life just went apart. But we were kind of friends at the first TV station. Then I went to another TV station. Then later we joined now at our former TV station. But we still didn't date because I think that's the time I was dating that one person. So after that, we became friends for a very so it's like we became friends for 10 years. For now it's 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
So later we decided to date officially in 2016. Yes, so we dated a bit in 2016. I got engaged in 2017, got married in 2018.
Wow.
Unaona?
Very short
Katika
story.
kuweka hapo that years
quick
waiting for engagement.
Usiambie no one should waste your time huku for 5 years.
Yeah,
You know what
seven
today?
dating 5 years.
7
waiting
years.
Confirmation.
Aye.
7 years. Marriage 10, 15, 20 years.
So what happens if you
Yeah.
have like a dispute at home and you both have to like go to work together?
I think for us it was easier because we were friends first. You see, if you're my friend and we quarrel,
Yeah, you know
there
how
are
to
some levels
communicate.
we will not get into, yes. And sometimes we will actually have our own issues in the house, but still we will wake up in the morning and go to work. For him, when we started dating, I just realized he has tempers. But for me, I don't even
You're a very
quarrel.
calm person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think with time, he got to
He
my
got
level.
used to you.
Yeah, like when we are quarreling, you just ask me what you want, or just ask me.
Usishout, wacha kushout.
Yeah, just say
Just
I
ask.
don't like this, then I will explain to you why I did it,
Yeah.
and let it just end there.
Oh my
So
goodness.
if we quarrel like last night, in the morning we are okay. And you see, for us, when we were friends, we used to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if we quarrel, you're like, okay, we are quarreling, but we will still be together.
We
Like,
still have to get along.
yes.
Very true.
And for me, I didn't have like a lot of friends because when I got into the media, you know how it is sometimes. You work, so you don't build like a very big social circle outside work. So he was like my only friend at that time. So even him,
Yeah.
he didn't have a lot of friends. So hata mkigombana, This is the only friend that
by
she
the hata
has.
ukienda kucomplain ati nani si ni huyu yeye ndo amekukosea so lazima uongee naye.
Then also you see when you're couples in the office, people are always looking at you like, where ebu tuone. Funny enough, we used to sit next to each other, even in the newsroom, yes. But it's interesting because once we get to the office, for me, I never used to remember like this is my husband because he was actually my boss. So ilikuwa tu tunafanya kazi tukitoka huko nje, na hata tukiwa kazi we can't even text ati kulikuwa na ile issue ama sijui mama yako alisema no.
Kani kazi ni kazi mambo ya nyumbani ni ya nyumbani.
Yeah, so we just deal with that after work. So it was really nice and easy.
So you basically just had to figure it out because you had no other option
and everyone is fighting to have their career grow, so ukianza kuleta issues, even the management can even realize, and you know some companies have the policies. Yeah, so we were like, let's just work so that we don't become the ile foundation. Yeah, we will never have couples in this place
because of so and so.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
How's your experience been since you joined Switch?
I love the experience so far because what I like about it is people are, I think it's called convergence. Like in my former, the other media houses that I worked, let's say if you join in as a reporter, you're just a reporter. Like you may not have the opportunity to do other things, but I found out that even like the reporters that I'm working with in the newsroom, I was so surprised that they will even sit down, write a whole bulletin and help in production. That is one thing that I've really liked about this place. Like you have the opportunity to do a lot of things. Yeah, because I was even surprised, like even the people that work in the TX and all that, they do rotational, they do other things. That is it's a very good learning environment.
Yeah, because you have many avenues to like learn from.
Exactly.
So out of your 10 years as a reporter and a news anchor, do you have like a specific like story or like a specific feature that you'll always remember? Is there something like that for you?
Yes, there is. There's a time I went to Kakuma refugee camp. Then I met a lady. She came to the camp. Okay, her story was she walked all the way from Congo to... Yeah, so she told me that story exactly like that. Like there was fightings in Congo. I walked to this river. I found people on a boat. So she told me all that. And for me, because I had gone there with a certain organization, I trusted her story. So I just wrote the story the way it is.
The way she told you,
Yeah, so after a week, the story has gone on air. I got a call. My producer told me the story that you aired. This girl is actually Kenyan and she comes from Kasarani. So what? I was like, no way. How did she get to Kakuma? So I was told, I don't know, she was working for somebody. So it ended up being like a very complicated story because the UN has some policies, like you can't just tell stories about refugees this way. So I had to do a lot of explanation after that. Like I was taken there, here. Then again, you're also trying to protect the organization that took you there. They're like, who gave you this particular lady and what was their intention? Because according to the lady, I think she wanted to be given something they call like resettlement to Canada. So she was giving this warrior story so that,
so that she can get
exactly.
So bad.
So later she was arrested and I felt so bad because she actually had like two children. So later I was told she was working for somebody took her as a house help to Turukana. Then she found her way to the camp. She forged some papers, so it became a whole complicated story. But I've also done some other nice stories, and like women have gotten help, especially domestic violence. I've done stories, and those women actually I followed up, and I found like their lives are much better after their stories were aired.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I'm like, what mantra do you live by? What keeps you motivated? The fans also want you.
Yes.
Same thing. They're like, we're following you wherever you go. We're with you. Welcome.
What I believe in, do the best or give your best in any place and position that you are. In whatever you're serving in, whether you are a house manager, whether you are here as a sweeper, like give your best. Then also interpersonal relationship is always good. These are the same people that you interact with every day. But in the next phase of life, you will interact with the same people, but on another level. So I believe that just building very good interpersonal relationship with people is good. But above it all, give your best in whatever position that you serve.
And someone was asking, what time do you read news, or what time are you on air? Your fans are like asking, ask her what time will she be on air. Ni asubuhi, usiku, lunchtime.
Now I'll be anchoring Breaking Today. Like today I'm actually on air at 7. Then every Sunday at 7 and every Monday at 7 I'll be doing Breaking Today.
Amazing.
So
Fantastic.
they have to keep
Awesome. And where can they find you on social media?
on social media. I'm Nancy Onyancha. Still on Facebook, I'm still Nancy Onyancha. Same as Twitter. Consistent.
right.
Karibu sana nyumbani.
Thank you so much for your time.
I feel kama shosh.
Yes,
I know,
ndio,
I like
it would have been Maze.
Like, welcome home. So,
Thank you.
we's done. It's a wrap. Our guys, on Twitter 10:30 p.m. We got mad love for you, Manze. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Here on
Kwaherini.
Chat Spots. For some